Fantastic. Hi, this is Dennis Wilman with the Active Trend Traders. I want to basically just do a little intro to the video you're getting ready to watch. Over the last few years, we've been operating and doing a strategy called strategy number 3, wealth and income building. It's like doing covered calls that have been turbocharged for better success. We're basically trading weekly options against positions that we already have. Fantastic strategies, work great for us over the past year. Please pay attention to the video you're about ready to watch. There's an offer at the end of it that I think will just knock your socks off of. And I invite you to join us for the success we're looking forward to in 2018. We'll be ready to rock and roll at the beginning of 2018 with this strategy. Thanks a lot. Merry Christmas.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dennis Wilburn with the Active Trend Traders. Welcome to the Making Money Trading Stocks and ETFs for the last Friday in the year 2017. I hope everybody had a very good and wonderful Christmas holiday and are prepared for a safe and sane New Year's. Of course, you get to a certain time in life and you always look forward to a safe and sane New Year's. And that's about where I'm at. So, okay, I want to remind you that all the materials we are presenting today are for training purposes only. Traders should always paper trade any new method prior to the risk of their own personal capital. There's a little bit about me. And while I'm spilling out, talking about this, you know, I have no problem, guys, if you send me text messages. That's great. You've got my mobile number. I do texting, but do me a favor. The text application that I utilize for active trend trading does not connect to my phone with the database. And so if you send me a text message, please identify who it is, or I'll just be sitting there scratching my head going, oh, okay, thank you. So it is now going into my 11th year of trading for a living. So remember, every day, every trade is a conflict between emotions, knowledge, and wisdom. Our objective with Active Trend Trader, of course, is to increase our knowledge and wisdom so that we can counteract the emotions that go along with the act of trading. The objective of this webinar is to provide timely, actionable intel at the end of each week so you can plan into the following week. And also, if there's anything that we can't take action. We do introduce some of our bonus trades for the non-premium Active Trend Trader members so that you can jump on board those. We provided 3 this year so far for the last quarter. We just started this process in the last quarter. Very pleased with the performance of those. Then we'll highlight some stocks, ETF performance, bonus trades, if there are any. Just a reminder that coming on board the Active Trend Trading team is my wife, Michelle, who's going to be taking care of member services. You may be getting an email from her in the very near future. Just she's doing a great job. She's pulling out all the databases that go into making up the Active Trend Trading system, because we've got a database for PayPal, we've got a database for the membership itself, we've got a database for the text messaging and the email alert messaging. And so she's doing an overview to be able to pull those all in so they're all lined up properly. Then my son Brandon will be coming on board as a website marketing and research guy. Here's where we're sitting as of about 9 o'clock this morning. Here's where we sit, you know, up 46% for the year. I am not going to complain about that. I'm very pleased with that. It is in the 6 years that we have been doing the active trend trading opportunity and system. This is, I think, our second best. I think we had a 48% one year. And again, most of you who follow us know that we do not stay invested all the time. We basically look for swing and trend trades, and then also the wealth and income trades that we do with strategy 2 and strategy 3. Let's take a real quick look at the markets to see what's going on there. Eric was saying something was going on with the market, so let's take a look. Okay. Looking at what's going on with the market right now is that. Okay, it looks at the S&P. is in fact, a little bit of a sell-off. Never really quite got back up into the past resistance area. TSI on a daily basis is pointed down. TSI, we've been talking about this for about a week and a half, 2 weeks now. TSI on the weekly chart on S&P is at all-time highs. I mean, it is really extended because normally it gets up here to this blue line, which is about the 67, 68, plus 68, 65, 66 area, and then rolls over from there. However, as you can see, this last little surge up took it well above that. And so it would make sense that the market would be looking for a potential pullback. Has anything fundamentally changed in the S&P since even our last meeting and or over the last little bit that would make us think, okay, hey, it's ready to dive and fall out of the sky? No. What we want to do is we want to basically continue to probably look at tracking pullbacks into support, both trend line support and our moving average support, and also look for support pullbacks on the TSI. This TSI indicator, as we've learned this year, is an extremely valuable indicator that shows it provides excellent timing and also forces us to be patient. I know, we traders tend to not want to be all that patient, but it'll force us to be patient and wait for particular setups. And oftentimes it's when the TSI bounces off either support or from the well oversold condition is when we want to be jumping into potential trades to the upside. And so S&P, not a lot to write home about right now. There we go. I'm getting this new headset. So let's take a look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ, again, also looks like it has some, a little bit further to fall before it's ready to bounce. We can follow this basically. TSI pointed down. Watch the zero line for potential support on a daily basis. Watch the, the negative 25. And the way I assess where the real strong levels of support are, it's just you expand the your chart on it like it's a daily chart. And where does it tend to bounce? Well, it has tended to bounce over the last little bit from about negative 14 to a negative 26, 27. Anytime it gets down to around the negative 50, this is on the NASDAQ, negative 50, that tends to be a really strong turning point to push higher. Occasionally you get wonderful setups like we did last May of 2016, where we get pushed down to the negative 50 level, but then we get a positive divergence as it makes a new low just before it goes onto its tear that has been, been the result of what's been going on for the last couple of years, about a year and a half or so. So if we look long term on this, what's it look like? It looks like it is a bull flag pulling back into levels of support. The last time it did it, it pushed down towards the 50-day moving average and stopped just short at this trend line that was established between this point and this point. And so we may look, just keep your eye on around this level here. Watch that trend line. As long as that trend line stays in place without being violated, watch for more pressure to the upside. I like NASDAQ to the upside. However, it may do some more selling going into next week. This is a nice little, like I said, it's just basically a nice little pullback. The selling, as you can see, is not as significant or violent as it was back here in late November, early December, where we had these huge sell-off days, and before it went back into a nice little uptrend. What was the move from here to here? Well, the move was Okay, that move was about 4.7%. So on if you're trading the 3-time leverage TQQ in this instance, it would have been 3 times that amount moving to the upside. So we'll keep our eye on that. It's got a longer term trend right underneath it, as we see this darker purple line right here. That's a longer term trend, and that if it violates this one, it may come down and just see if it'll bounce off of that level there. Everything is geared to the upside. All the moving averages pointing in the right direction. The stack is proper. 8's above the 20, above the 50, above the 100, above the 200. So NASDAQ looking good. Let's see. If you wanted to take some protection to the downside, you might want to look at, I'll just throw this out here for food for thought, is QQQ. QQQ is sitting at about, okay, right here about 156. And if you wanted to buy some protection, and I don't really like to buy options going into the weekend. I like to sell options going into the weekend. But again, a couple of people are taking a look at the monthly 158 puts. That's the anticipation that it's going to gap more to the downside going into next week, which it possibly could do. I mean, the weeklies look like they're in gear to go down. We've had a negative crossover. We had negative divergence here on the weeklies. So it's not necessarily a bad bet. It's just basically we're right at support right now at the 156 level. Now the 156 fails between now and the close. That might be that may be an indication that we're going to go drop down here to the 50, and that would be about. Hey, let's just take a real quick look. That would be a drop of about about $2. And so on a option like the 158 put, it's going right now for about 266. And it's probably a 70 delta. Let's take a real quick look at that. Give a little bit of extra today for everybody. Let's take a real quick look at the delta on that. QQQ. Let's go out here the monthlies. We'll say the 158 put. Okay, I'll be darned. I said it would be about a 70 delta, and get out here when we look at. And sure enough, it's 0.71. The value of that is up to about $3.06, 306 to 305. Bid ask 301 to 306. Bid ask, so about $3. And again, since it's right at support, I would hold off on doing a trade like that. Or you could go to the 158s. I'm sorry, 158s. That would be okay, 273 on the mark. And a 0.67 on the, so, not a couple of contracts. And if it did take off and go the other direction, you could pick up approximately $1.50, and $1.50 times 200 would give you about $300 real quick. And if it fell even further than that, let's say it got into a real sell-off at the beginning of the year, you could ride that all the way down, probably to at least support down at the 152 level. So, like I said, what would be the stop loss on that is basically if it breaks back above, just basically draw your little trend line in there, breaks back above that trend line or above the high of today, you'd want to be taking, stopping out of that position. So just a little bit of option stuff for anybody who's interested. And again, that's the 158. January monthly puts. We may see that coming up here shortly, guys, in the next hour. And then finally, Russell. Russell's given us a lot of just kind of indecision, if you will. You get all these spinning tops going straight across. That could be either viewed as healthy or not healthy, but the thing that I view as kind of being unhealthy is the momentum. The TSI and the regular momentum is just stuck down in this lower level. Now, it can shake that off and break out, but and as long as it means, it's in the proper stack to break higher. But it doesn't appear as if it's going to do it going into this the close of this year. And then take a look over here on the weeklies. Again, very clear that sellers are coming in at the 152.52 or 15.52 level and pushing things down. So we're getting kind of a shooting star type of candlestick today. Not a lot to do. Okay, let's get on. We'll come back and look at a couple of stocks here momentarily. We're reminding about the concept of seasonality. Take a look at, okay, we're here we are here. We're at the right edge of this chart. Next week starts the left edge of this chart for the seasonality chart. So what does the NASDAQ tend to do the first 2.5 to 3 months of the year? It has a propensity to just go sideways in kind of a little swath that's about 2%. And again, this is based on 20 years worth of data for seasonality. So we'd anticipate, when would we anticipate the NASDAQ getting a bid and starting to go into rally mode? Sometime about mid-March. But from our studies, what we found is that it's mid-March plus or minus 15 days or 15 to 20 days, somewhere around there. Russell, same type of situation. That's where we're in the month of December, right there at the right edge. What tends to happen? January, a little bit up, then a little bit down. And we can validate this basically looking at the IBD 50 list. The IBD 50s tend to follow a similar type of movement in that January, some of the stocks do really well, but there tends to be a little bit of a flat movement into January, and then a roll, and then basically you'll catch a bid towards the mid portion of February into the March time period, a rally from there into the April time frame, April-May time frame, and then sideways. And so, but we found that seasonality, and I know those of you who have traded seasonality. Yeah, Barry, I do have, but not in this presentation. Barry asked if I have a seasonality for S&P. So basically, here's how we're doing on our strategies. So up about 46%, strategy 3, strategy 2, strategy 1. Next year we have taken actions to improve our strategy 1 so that we're staying more enlisted. Gosh, that's been a long time ago. More invested in strategy 1. And then strategy 2, we've been working out to basically income earning, we're somewhere between $500 to $1,000 a week. That's what we're after. And so that's doing well. And of course, strategy 3, which we're going to have the training on strategy 3. But one of the other things, part of the targets of my active trend trading system is to, 1, get a win-loss ratio of about 60% or better. Normally we average about 65% with a return of 40%. So clearly we've met the return on strategy 1 and strategy 2, where this measurement is most important. What we've done is, so far this year, we've done 65 trades in strategy 1, 47% wins. That's a 72% win-loss ratio, win ratio, and a 78% ratio for the strategy 2. So again, very pleased with that. We've been, following the rules. We've done a good job of following the rules this year. Active trend trading is based on the 5 pillars of active trend trader. What to trade? We trade only top quality IBD growth stocks and top-notch ETFs. We provide when to enter, when to exit, what strategy we're going to use, 1 of 3, and what to expect. So, hey, here's what I'm going to be focusing on going into next week. Well, one, establish my foundation, my strategy 3 foundation positions. Now, we're going to be talking about that on this coming Saturday, the training that we're going to be doing for the people who've signed up for it and the premium members. And so then I'll also start working strategy 1 and 2. The thing that I take a look at first thing of the year is in my trading, I can have a tendency to get a little sloppy during the first couple of months of the year. I will avoid, I will work at avoiding that. And premium members, please hold me accountable on that. If I put out a order that says, and you go, what the heck is that? Please call me on it. So then we did open a position in Grub this week on 12/26. We'll be closing that today. As I said, it appears as if it is going to be just about a break-even trade. So that swing trade did not, it's going to break even to a slight loss. I'm waiting for triggers now in Netflix, NVDA, Tesla, YY, and Nugget. Strategy 2 I'm waiting on. Strategy 3 we're waiting to establish the positions next week. And so the bonus trades that we've given to both premium and non-premium active trend traders, you have to be an active trend trader to get these bonus trades. We've actually generated over $2,700 cash flow since October. Catfield Special will be updated this weekend. New composite watch list for the active trend trading members. We've been providing that now for about 3 weeks. Strategy 2 I talked about. And then here are the trades that we did for the bonus trades. 27.42 was how much we gained. So for those who traded along with us, you did okay. Then let's see, here's the go, no-go table for this past week. Didn't have any setups per se for the week, but I am keeping an eye on YY, Beat, and STMP for potential, YY, Beat, STMP. I'll give you a couple more. FANG, Grub, and Team are other stocks I want to be watching going into the new year for portfolio building. Okay. So as I spoke earlier on, tomorrow we will have a training that'll start at 9 o'clock in the morning Pacific time, go for approximately 4 hours. The cost of the online training is $99, and what we're going to be covering is everything you need to know in order to do strategy number 3. If you are not a premium member, the thing that, if you sign up for this training, you will get 3 months premium access to active trend trading. That's a value of over $225. You just go here, register, or you can click just after this video. So I want to spend 2018 pulling in weekly cash flow and learning to be continue to be a wise and profitable trader and help other active trend traders do the same thing. And here's just a little ticker on exactly what we did do this past year in strategy 3. These were our initial investments. This was our return. This was after paying off our initial investment. This was basically our gain on these positions. So several of them made 100%, and a couple of them, Nugget, we had to fire because it just wasn't working. Again, also, if you just want to become a straight premium member, you can get on at this level. You can go to any point on the website and just go membership, and it'll take you to these discounted prices. So 2018, I looked for it to be a year of restoration and rebuilding. I know a lot of you have searched for various trading system strategies to make it work for yourself. And I want to encourage you to basically 2018 active trend traders are basically, the system is set up. We have refined it. I am very pleased with where it's at. I know that the 10 entities, the 7 ETFs, and the 3 core stocks that we are currently trading will again provide us multiple opportunities for the year, and without any of you or any active trend trader having to chase, stocks or go out searching for stocks, you'll be able to find it all self-contained within the active trend trading system. So in just a brief time, we'll be doing starting the active trend trading final hour. And again, that's premium. And what that final hour is, those of you who are not premium members yet, what we'll do during that hour is we'll basically look at things that are setting up for next week. And occasionally we actually do some trades in that, especially in strategy 3 when we have the foundation positions in strategy 3. We'll put those out there. So until next week, until Monday, aloha, trade well and prosper. I am going to take a look at a couple of stocks here before you run away. And so Monday is January 1st. So Monday next week, like this week, will actually be on Tuesday. So, hey, make the jump to 2018 with us, guys, us active trend traders. Happy New Year to everyone. Let's take a real quick look at a couple of these stocks that we're looking at going into next week. Again, here's Russell. Okay, a couple of Kiwi, which was a earlier catfish special on us, is doing some crazy moves. I mean, it's doing some huge buys and all that kind of stuff. So it will be back on our list going into next week. However, I like FANG. The reason I like FANG has made, going up and made new highs, so we'd be waiting for get a pullback back into the moving averages. I still like Grub, even though Grub's setting up and doing a nice little flag. TAM is just in the process of doing a nice little cup here, and it hasn't started its move yet, so we'll be keeping our eye on team. And then beat, and the beat goes on to nice bull flag on beat coming down. And if we flip over to a intraday and daily and weekly chart, basically we can just draw this line across here. That's the flag, and we're going to wait until we get a nice signal off the intraday, or a reversal here at the 0 line, which would make total sense. It's going back, pulling into the moving averages. So beat may be setting up for next week also. So that gives us some nice target opportunities, folks. I look forward to working with you through 2018. I am very encouraged about what's happening to 2018, and from the emails I've been receiving by members and several members who have come back to the active trend trading system, they're very encouraged about what's going on also. What about AEIS? We'll do that just real quick, Tracy, just for you, because you're my favorite Oklahoman. I still like it, but it's just not setting itself up yet. I mean, this is a low, it's still falling, but we're getting some positive divergence here. I would like to see, what's it going to do over here? It is down towards the area where it tends to reverse on a weekly chart, but it can go a little bit lower. So what we may get on this, just real quick, is watch the 65 level, because it's approaching this resistance support zone for EIS. So with that, go Sooners. Yep, I'm rooting for you guys. So, hey, have a great week, guys, and I really look forward to seeing you tomorrow. There's still time to sign up for tomorrow's training. Aloha, and God bless everybody.